The Thanksgiving mailbag from Anonymous. Hail, Clavanus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North. I'll just get right into it. I'm addicted to pornography and the action that often goes along with pornography. My wife knew this about me before we were married, but she didn't sign up for how it's been going. I told myself classic lies, like I'll be able to quit once we're married and I'll be able to quit once we have our first child. I'm a left-brained Catholic convert. But anyway, that is to say that I fully understand how wrong it is to act out on my addiction theologically, morally, physically, mentally. I go to Mass and confession weekly. I'm truly sorry, truly want to sin no more. I have been going to SA meetings, I guess that's Sex Addicts Anonymous, where I hear testimonies of what could happen to the life I have if I continue down this path of half measures and white knuckling, but continuing to relapse again and again. I look at my growing 2-year-old son. Oh man, and think of how I have to be his example of true manhood by showing him how to treat women and how to be strong in the face of challenge. But I am weak. How can I teach him how to tame the beast within himself if I have never mastered my own? Wow, that is, first of all, I'm sorry for your trouble. That is true trouble. You've got a true problem. I'm sure you're not even telling me how bad it is. I suspect this is a really, really bad addiction, an absolutely soul-destroying addiction, and you are going to have to bring everything you've got to defeat it, to fight it. This is going to be a tough battle. It is the fight of your life, but everything you say in this letter about the consequences is true, especially for your son. You are degrading yourself, you're degrading your mind, your imagination, and you are an addict, and like I said, I'm sure this is much, much worse than you are portraying it. I can tell just from the voice that you're speaking in. And it's great that you are in SA. That is the right thing to do. You got to do everything. You got to pull out all the stops to try and beat this. I'm not telling you can beat it. I don't even know. But like, you got to pull out all the stops. You got to be in therapy. My guess, just from what I know about psychology, my guess is that you have suffered a trauma in your youth. Probably having to do with sex, but maybe just having to do with your relationship with your father, something like that, where you are using this as a comfort mechanism and as a repetitive, when people suffer trauma, they do repetitive actions that kind of relive the trauma and re-ingrain it in the brain. It's a natural reaction. Somehow you've got to get to what this trauma is and excise it if you can. Two things that I can think of is a real course of serious therapy with a trained psychologist or psychotherapist who won't drug you, but will get down to the business at hand, that what it is that's started you out with this. It can do amazing things. It did amazing things in my life, and I think that that's something you should use. There's a kind of therapy specifically designed for trauma, which is called eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, EMDR therapy. And the benefits of it are that you don't have to explore your life so much. It works by manipulating your eyes in ways that are supposed to manipulate the brain. They've had some good success with it. Try that. Try anything, try everything you can to get through this thing and get away from it, because it will hurt you. It will hurt your marriage. It will hurt your children. I feel really bad for you. It's a tough thing to be addicted. And that's what it is. You're addicted. But I think it has a source in trauma, and you should find out what that trauma is. You should know thyself. It's the only way you're going to get through it. And definitely do not stop praying, because that's going to be the only way out of it as well.